How many phone numbers do you actually remember off the top of your head? What about a smartphone? Do you have one of those? Do you receive birthday reminders from Facebook? Do you have an Amazon Echo, a Google Home, or maybe a coffee maker that you can set to run? Now that we've established you don't live in the 15th century, let's talk about data privacy. Data collection is a take-only relationship between consumers and companies, therefore making data privacy of utmost importance at this day and age. This practice is not new, or even a few years old. As stated by Tubiani, Narayanan, Bonet, Nissenbaum, and Barakas in their paper Agnostic, Privacy-Preserving Target Advertising. In the late 1990s, a website called DoubleClick used cookies to track users across sites and presented ads based on the user's browsing patterns. Today, targeted advertising is an industry where entire exchanges trade user information for better ad placement.
Websites could look at where you'd been on the web without any restrictions. The data they can collect and the insights they can make on that data could potentially be life-changing. Are you pregnant? Are you going to become pregnant? Do you have suicidal thoughts or tendencies? In the US, there are still few limits on what data is protected and what isn't. HIPAA is one example that protects your medical data. The Video Privacy Act protects your videotape rentals and now their online equivalencies. Financial data has been protected since 1999. But what remains is the Fourth Amendment being heavily relied on. The right of the people to be secure in their possessions, houses, and papers, and against unreasonable search and seizure. Still don't believe me? Let's do a little experiment.
Go to google.com/maps/timeline. Make sure you're logged into your Google account, and then stare in horror at all the recorded places your Android phone has taken of you. There's also a way to see pictures at particular places if you have the right options ticked. And here's my locations. You can see obviously that I live in Yakima, so here's probably a good boundary. As anybody in Washington, I go over to Seattle occasionally. Another look shows I visit Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, which I have family over there. But let's take a closer look at those Seattle dots, shall we? As we see here, it seems to be simple one or two-way stops. But that was recorded in 2015, 3 years ago, with a requisite of how long I drove to get there and the times I was at each location. A bit creepy if you ask me. And if you have an iPhone or Apple account, you're not safe either.
That's some potentially revealing information. Assumptions on the collected data could serve you ads. If Amazon sees you looking around for baby clothes, it could also suggest cribs, baby bottles, bassinets. And if we're still under the assumption that it knows that you're having a baby, it can sell that data to other people who need it. If you use music streaming services at specific locations or times, lines can be drawn to connect to you being at work or at home, maybe on a long drive, or maybe you're going to the gym. A profile is built around you, learning what you like, what things you'll buy, what you're interested in, what your daily schedule is even like, and it can serve you ads and take that data accordingly. And these are just the connections that I've drawn as a human being. Take a computer that analyzes and learns from millions of these profiles, and you start to draw interesting conclusions. Things like what interests certain people, which way would people vote, and things people will buy. Ever wonder why Google's and all of its services are free? It's because it's the #1 advertising company in the world. It has the most extensive collection of data on you. Hopefully one day your kids will be able to buy it off them for a small fee. Don't offer up the chance of data discrimination. Don't be a victim of paranoia. For example, the white paper of the Committee of Experts on Data Protection Framework for India has stated that surveillance activities can disrupt peace of mind and create a chilling effect, making people conform to societal expectations.
A combination of few clearly defined laws and continuing advancements of privacy infringement by data collectors could only mean abuse later on down the line. I don't believe we've seen the end of this, and this is only the tip of the iceberg. Data collection is a take-only relationship between consumers and companies, therefore making data privacy of utmost importance at this day and age.
And finally, data is now the world's most valuable commodity. Don't give yours away freely.